What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. I'm hoping to get kind of back into my swing here, but today I've got a cool video for you installing the Screen ProTech screen protector kit. I have been wanting to get one of these for the instrument cluster, the LCD display, and the shift gate. And I finally was able to get my hands on a set, and so I'm super excited to get that installed today. A few caveats just in advance. You want to make sure that you're installing these on a warm day. It's so hot here in California today that I just set the protectors outside in the in the heat for a little bit, and and that was hopefully something to kind of soften up the material. The truck's already warm, so if you're planning on installing this on a cooler day, I would recommend waiting and doing this when you can actually do it on a warmer day. That way the material is a little bit more pliable for you. But it's going to come with a shift gate piece, LCD screen piece, which is going to vary depending on what model you have and if you have the JBL package or not. I do not have that. And of course the instrument cluster, which is very prone to scratches. And if anyone who has a 3rd gen who doesn't have scratches, please comment down below, because this is such a common issue that we've all been stuck with. The plastic on the gauge cluster is just so soft. You even use a microfiber, which I might hear in a little bit, to clean it off. But it's just something that, the guys over at Screen ProTech have figured out. So I'm super excited to kind of get this installed and be able to show you guys the end result and how easy or not easy it is to install. So let's get into the video. All right, so I took off my glasses because it's dark in here and I want to be able to see what I'm doing here. But let's talk a little bit about what's in this container here. So they do provide a squeegee and rag, which is super nice. This isn't a microfiber by any means, but it looks like it's something that'll do the trick. So we have that. And then I already went ahead and filled the bottle here. It comes pre-filled with soap, which is super nice. So all you have to do is add water. You can see my bottle is a little chilly because I already added some cold water, but that's what we're going to use to install everything. And then of course you slide all these out, and we have let's see here, one for the instrument cluster, like I said, one for the gate dash, and then I'm just going to show one for reference. Here is my instrument cluster, or excuse me, no, this is for the LCD screen. So super excited to see what the end result is here, and how we're gonna kind of get these installed. Right now everything is absolutely filthy, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wipe everything down, and then we'll kind of work our way from the shift gate to the screen and then to the gauge cluster at the end, just so I can feel good about the whole process. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna start with the shift gate here. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a spritz down initially, just to kind of get it cleaned up. Don't worry if you kind of get soapy water everywhere. I think that's going to be like an afterthought, and you can always clean that up later with like another microfiber. But get in this area super clean. Maybe get that shift boot out of the way best you can. Next, I'm going to grab the shift gate vinyl. So again, I'm actually going to put my e-brake down, make sure we don't roll anywhere. Get it all wet there. And then I am going to take the vinyl itself and get it plenty soapy and kind of slide it into place here. so that we have a really clean install. It might slip around a little bit, but that's part of why you want to do this slowly. And then you can just grab your squeegee and kind of squeegee all the excess out of here. So far it seems really easy to get this kind of applied. And we're just going to continue working at it here. All right, you guys, there you have it. So you just saw me kind of install the first of 3 pieces. It was the shift gate. I was really surprised at how easy it was to actually install, which makes me really happy and confident moving forward. What's nice is you can opt for a kit that does give you 2 of each application pieces. I, knowing myself, figured I was definitely going to use the second one and learn, you know, by trial and error. But you know, it looks amazing. The shift gate to begin with wasn't that scratched. I think it's mainly the instrument cluster that's going to be prone to scratching. So I'm going to move over to the LCD screen here. I do not have the JBL sound. This is a 2019, purchased in 2018 Toyota Tacoma. So we're going to first again clean the surface because it's dirty, dusty from off-roading and there's fingerprints all over it. So once we get that situated, I'm going to kind of set you guys up to show you how to install that part. All right, now that the instrument cluster is clean, I will say that there are tons of scratch marks that I never really paid attention to. I was just always seeing, hey, is it dusty, is it not dusty? But there are clearly scratch marks of places that I use the instrument cluster a lot. The screen is completely scratched over. I may give you guys a few shots of that before I place the screen ProTech on this, just so you can see. But the idea behind these is they actually cure over time and fill in those gaps. So I'm really interested to see what happens once I put this on and what it looks like after the fact. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so you guys can tell here I have this screen ProTech mounted. There are lots of bubbles here. They advise you to wipe from the inside out. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you can see, just because of where the sun is, thankfully in this video, that those bubbles are kind of moving on to the outside. I'm trying to keep this as aligned as possible. But overall, it's coming together really nicely. And just take your time with this kind of stuff. You want to make sure that it's a good end product. And again, if there are some bubbles, a lot of them will cure over time. I'm just going to be kind of going extra slow, extra gentle. Another thing is you don't want to push too hard on this screen as you kind of are installing it, because that's how it ends up moving around. So I'm just kind of gently moving around. Gonna get some of these bubbles out here. And I'm gonna shut the camera off here and catch you guys in a moment once I finish up. All right, you guys, so I finally got the LCD screen protector in place. I will caveat this video, when you get your screen ProTech kit, there are none on this one, but there are QR codes everywhere. They stress that you need to read the instructions, which I did. I wish I kind of read them again as I was going through this, but it's super helpful. By design, these cure over time, like I said. So there are reasons why you would want to wait to make sure that these are curing properly. Reason I'm bringing this up is because mine did start to slide around a little bit, but I got it in place. I got all the bubbles out, and so I just left it. So I'm going to leave it as is, and you know, it looks great. No bubbles, super clean finish. It's like that awesome piano black that you'd expect out of a brand new Tacoma. You know, granted back 6 years or so, but yeah, a little bit trickier than the shift gate, I will add. You definitely need to kind of get around the bubbles. I found it easier to move from the outside in, or excuse me, inside out with the squeegee. And then when you get to the two shift knobs, or it's not shift knobs, audio knobs, dial controls, you kind of can squeeze some of that solution in that way, just so you're not like prying away from it. So looks super good. I'm happy with the outcome, but we're saving last but not least, I am going to be tackling the instrument cluster, which is one that I'm the most concerned about, but also the most excited about. So I'm going to go ahead and again spray that off, get it cleaned up, and then hopefully be able to show you guys the actual live installation process. Let's get into it. All right, we got that kind of cleaned up. So the next thing we got to do is kind of get our screen ProTech for the instrument cluster out. I did spend a little bit more time cleaning it up just because mine was super dusty. And if you've been following the channel for any amount of time, my truck gets scratched up, things get messed up. I usually don't care too much, but for this specific scenario, I wanted to make sure that it was super clean. And as I was cleaning it, I got the dust off, but now there's a bunch of scratches here in the way. So I got my screen ProTech. I'm going to spray this off and then spray the backing on this just like we did on the others and get it all installed. From what I hear, you want to align it slightly upward so that you're able to tuck the excess into the top of the screen gauge there. Screen gauge, gauge cluster, you know what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. All right, you guys, so I just finished up installing the gauge cluster screen ProTech. I will say, and I'll probably drop it, or you already saw it, it did take me 2 tries. Did I need to really reuse the second one that was provided? Probably not, but I like things to be perfect. If I'm going to add a screen ProTech or whatever product, I know I just said I beat up on the truck and things get scratched and all that, but on initial install, I like it to be perfect. So I was able to rip the initial screen ProTech off, and here's why. They do mention in the instructions that you need to tuck it up behind the instrument cluster. What they don't tell you is that you actually have to slide it up behind in a weird way. I don't know how to explain that better, and into the sides. From there, you don't actually have to be tucking the material into the side, but more so you're kind of guiding, as you're getting the bubbles out, they're kind of going out into the trim, which is really nice, really cool, really slick install. On the bottom, I did have to kind of tuck it right above the steering column there, but it came out flawlessly. This one didn't move around as much as the LCD screen, and I'm super pumped on the way this looks. I looked at it at a glance, and I might get some B-roll here in a sec, but you can't even see the plastic or, you know, of the glass. It doesn't even look like there is anything that's in front of the gauges. It's so crystal clear, and I'm super excited to see once these screen ProTechs cure, what they look like long-term, how they hold up. But overall, just first impressions, this is such a cool product, something I never thought I really needed. But I think this is like an easy, you know, I think everyone should have this. I think if you have had a Tacoma and it's right off the lot, you should probably get yourself a screen ProTech kit. And if it's been forever, get yourself a kit like I did. I've owned this truck for 6 years. It'll completely make you rethink and get happy about how the truck looks from the inside, because that's where we spend the most of our time. There we have it, you guys. That was the complete install of the screen ProTech kit for the non-JBL 3rd Gen Tacoma kit that came with the shift gate screen ProTech, the LCD screen, and of course the gauge cluster, which took me 2 times. Was it the fault of screen ProTech? Absolutely not. That was just my personal decision, knowing very well that I had an extra. But one thing I did want to caveat, and I get a lot of questions and comments about this in the comments section below, I will only review and kind of install things that I want to install on my truck. I partner with a lot of companies to bring some cool videos to you all and things that I just want to add for my own benefit, but I'm never being forced to do any of these. This is a product I really like. I think I'm going to really enjoy this. Huge benefits long term. So people are always saying, hey, why you're always reviewing just random products that's not mainstream, blah, 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 blah. As you've heard me say in tons of my videos, I don't really care about any of that. I care about giving constructive criticism, honest opinions about products that I like and that I think that you all will really enjoy. So as far as screen ProTech goes, this is definitely one of them.